Great. Good afternoon. What if I were to ask you, what percentage of B2B invoice volume are overdue in Europe? One might think 15, 20%. The reality is 50%, which means that hundreds of millions of dollars of companies are sitting in bank accounts that are not their own, leading them to seek expensive bridge loans, factoring solution, and even face liquidity issues. Now, adding to this issue is accounts receivable team reliance on manual processes, Excel sheets, ad hoc meeting, and lack of insights to manage all these receivables. In numbers, that means that 50% of their tasks goes to non-productive work. McKinsey did a study last year in 2023, looking in the Nordics, and found that 220 billion euros are stuck in net working capital due to inefficiencies. That's where Luminy comes in. We're building the AI agent for accounts receivable management. Our tool understands payment patterns of customers, predict delays before they happen, and support finance teams with collection strategies. Also, AR is not just a finance function issue. It relies collaboration with sales and customer success, which are the front office teams. So to which we connect the CRM system, enabling seamless communication between teams, that data is shared, responsibilities are set, and nothing falls between the chairs. Now, our vision goes beyond automation. We want to become the B2B payment experience. And we want to offer this the same experience that the B2C world has to the B2B world, where they can select payment options as well as having tailored solutions. Now, we're targeting companies mostly in the tech and in the manufacturing space initially, and companies with revenues between 3 million and 200 million euros. Now, the best thing about Luminy is the team based in Stockholm. On top is my two co-founders, Salgo Danho, who did his master's in financial mathematics as an engineer and worked the last 6 years as a management consultant, manager specializing in developing BI solutions and strategies for CFOs to help them unlock cash on the AR and AP side. Our CTO, Howie, who's a physicist engineer, who has worked 6 years at Spotify, leading teams in data and AI, developed a team of 30 at Volvo for their data and AI, and a great team of data and machine learning engineers coming from Spotify and have worked directly in the space of cash flow management. And the biggest news is last month, our active advisor, Per Åkerberg, joined. He's the board member and ex-CEO of Medius. Medius is one of the most established accounts payable automation tool globally with hundreds of millions of euros in revenue. And he's quite active and joined and is already bringing a lot of value within the team. So we're moving fast. Q1 was exploring the space. Q2, we entered a partnership with one of the largest IT company in the Nordics. Started development at the end of Q2. Onboarded first pilot, 4 pilot of media-sized customers in Q3. And now we're in advanced talk of landing of one well-known Swedish unicorn companies in Q4. So now we're raising 300,000 euros to help us accelerate the development in the first half of 2025. And myself, I'm Didier, with experience in finance and also in strategy consulting, having worked within the field of cash flow management before. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Luminy. We have already a question from Henry, please.
Thanks, Didier. So whose budgets are you targeting and who will you displace in order to access those budgets?
In terms of budgets, sorry if you can.
So for your target segment, who are you going to within the organization to secure the budget and who are they currently paying to do this job?
Exactly. So we're targeting CFOs as a budget, but the end user, especially in the larger size companies, will be accounts receivable managers and credit controllers as well. But CFOs to have the overview of the AR, basically, from a strategic perspective. And currently they're using their ERP systems, but ERP systems are offering very basic functionalities and not really built for collection and automation from that perspective. Yes.
Any other questions? Maybe online or maybe here? We have one over there.
I was just wondering, what is the value proposition for the customers? Is that less payables outstanding, or is it staff reduction?
That is a very good point. It's both. So we expect to reduce, there's a term called DSO, it's Day Sales Outstanding. It's the average time it takes between invoicing and getting paid on the B2B side. And we expect to reduce it by over 20%, helping them recover and minimize the need, as I said at the beginning, of factoring solution and loans. But also when it comes to the efficiency internally of their processes, we intend to reduce the number of FTEs when it comes to the accounts receivable managers by improving efficiency by over 30%. And eventually we want the AI to be an accounts receivable manager by itself.
And another question there, and the final one for Luminy.
How do you differentiate from other players in the market like High Radius and all who does similar kind of stuff? Yeah.
I think it's High Radius and, for example, Billtrust, which was acquired by AQT. Those are companies that are well established but are targeting the high enterprise customers. High Radius will have customers like L'Oréal or multinational companies, and it's the same for Billtrust. And for us, since we have the ability, we're new, we're building AI from the ground up, and we're supporting companies and for SMEs companies all the way to the large size customer at 200 million revenue. But we're not targeting the enterprise level customers with very complex ERP system like SAP. We leave it to High Radius and Billtrust.
Great, thank you so much, Luminy, everybody.